This is Krista. Welcome back to Made to Be Whole. Stay tuned for a very special episode with our guest, Emma. Made to Be Whole is intended for informational purposes only. It's not intended to replace the advice or care of a licensed healthcare professional. Participating in this podcast does not constitute a provider-patient relationship with Krista Michener, AHP Integrative Health, or any of the guests featured on Made to Be Whole. Krista Michener, AHP Integrative Health, and any featured guests aren't responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from use of information obtained in this podcast or associated materials. Please consult a healthcare professional for any health-related concerns that you are experiencing. Welcome back. So today we have Emma. Those of you who have been listening for a while, we talked about her in a case study several months ago. Emma had Bartonella and PANDAS or autoimmune encephalitis, and she was very, very sick, and now she's doing very, very well. And she requested to be a guest so that she could give everyone an update and give you some encouragement for those of you who are dealing with this. So welcome, Emma.
Hi,
How are you
I'm
today?
doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. So tell everyone, how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
You're 16 years old. And how old were you when you first got sick?
I was 12 going into 6th grade.
Okay. And if you could explain to people a little in your own words, what is PANS and PANDAS? How would you describe it and what did it feel like?
It's when you get an infection, and my infection was Bartonella, Babesia, and mycoplasma from a tick bite, and it causes really bad brain inflammation. And it happened overnight. Like I got OCD, anxiety, and I became obsessed with anime, and I was scared to leave it, and I was scared to leave the house.
And so when you said you were scared to leave it, just so people know, like you would only wear anime clothes and only watch anime. What did your obsessions look like? Because I think some people, when they think of OCD, they just think of like counting things or washing their hands. So tell us a little bit about that.
Like I would watch, if I wasn't watching it, I'd be scared something bad would happen, and I would only wear anime clothes and jump out of an anime cup because I'd be really scared if I wasn't, and I became obsessed with it to where I was scared to leave it.
And I think you even, if I remember, renamed your family anime characters. Is that right?
Yeah, because I was scared to call them by mom and dad.
Right. What did you call them? Do you remember?
A shorty.
That's okay. Moms have been called a lot worse.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your family and how you being sick affected the rest of your family.
It was really stressful because they didn't know how to calm me down, and my mom was trying to find a doctor that would help me, and it just became really stressful.
Yeah. So how is how you feel now different from how you felt when you were sick? I know that you don't remember all of it, but from what you remember, what's different?
I feel amazing now, like a completely different person, because I'm not scared to leave anime, and I can just enjoy it like a normal person. And I used to be able to not play with my friend Avery, but now I can play with her. And
That's awesome.
we like to go shopping. And I actually ask my mom where we're going every day now.
And before you did not, getting you into the car was not easy. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah. It was scary. And just for reference, when I first met you, like you said, you were wearing anime clothes and you had manga. So even when you weren't at home watching anime, you had to have your manga and you would just kind of look at the book and you wouldn't really answer. You'd like maybe say 1 or 2 word answers and look at you now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So, I know you don't remember a lot about what you were the most sick. What things do you remember other than the anime?
Um, I remember screaming a lot because I'd be scared nonstop and have anxiety all the time. And
Right.
I remember like throwing things because I'd be angry a lot and rage a lot. And yeah,
Well, and I think one of the things you pointed out that's kind of unique to pans and pandas is most of the time it's this sudden onset where your mom can, I'm sure, tell us what day it was that
yeah.
everything
And
changed. You go to bed.
it happened overnight.
Right, right. You were normal Emma one day, and then the next day, everything was different, and it can happen really, really fast like that.
Mhm.
It Are there any of the things that your family remembers about that time
Um,
that surprises you that you don't
they
remember?
said I said a lot of mean things, but I wouldn't say that if I didn't have Bartonella and pants.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, that's not your personality.
Yeah.
What all treatments did you try? Because I know
Um,
before we met, you had tried a lot.
I tried um homeopathy, but it didn't work. And then I went to a pandas doctor who had me do 2 IVIGs, but it didn't work because it didn't get to the root cause. And the root cause was Bartonella, Babesia, and Mycoplasma.
Awesome. Did some of the
Oh,
medicines that we tried Oh, go ahead.
sorry. Then I went to you and you had me on rifampin, methylene blue, and Allison. And within 3 months, I started getting better.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to give a lot of credit to you and your parents though, because it like you said, it was over 3 months that you started to
Yeah.
get better, and it would be really easy. Some people quit because it doesn't happen right
Yeah.
away, but you guys stuck with it.
Mhm. And the longer I've been on treatment, the better I get.
And you're still on treatment, right?
Yeah.
Right. It just takes time. We wish it didn't take as much time, but the cool thing is you're doing so much better and we want you to get better and stay better.
Yeah.
Oh. Did any of the medicines that you tried make you feel worse
Um,
before you felt better?
when I started treatment, I got uh anxiety, a little more anxiety, but I just really remember feeling better on after 3 months. But it got even
Cool.
more better.
And then you did also try some neurofeedback with
Yeah.
Daniel, right?
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about neurofeedback?
Neurofeedback is when you put the sticky things on your head and it uh, helps your brain not make bad habits. And I really enjoyed it because I got to watch anime with Daniel, and
Yeah.
Daniel's become one of my best friends.
That's
And
awesome.
I, I think it, and I feel like it calmed my brain.
Well, and I think it's cool because, you didn't like to leave the house
Yeah,
at that point, but neurofeedback, because we were able to do it with anime, made it a little
yeah,
easier to leave. And then Daniel and I actually visited Emma last weekend. She now works at Dairy
yeah,
Queen, and he hadn't seen her in a while. And he was just amazed at the difference because you're talking, you're making eye contact, you're doing great. I've seen you since then, but he hasn't seen you for a while. He was really excited for you.
hmm
Do you feel like getting better over those 3 months was slowly, like a little better at a
Well,
time, or would you just wake up one day and
I feel like it was slow, but my parents said it's slow but steady, and
Mhm.
it was really worth it because I feel like a completely different person.
Awesome. So
And
you did Oh, go ahead.
and even my mom said even after even longer on treatment, I just really made even more improvements.
And I think that's what's so cool about you and your family being willing to stick with
Yeah,
treatment because again, some people just want it to be done, but you're saying, "Okay, as long as things are
yeah,
continuing to improve." One thing, this is a little bit of a surprise question that I didn't give you ahead of time. But we did add after you were doing better, we added some things for biofilms. We added, stevia
Oh, yeah.
drops. What did
Uh,
do you remember how those made you feel at first?
uh, kind of angry and, I got, a little more anxiety, but after, how many months? Uh,
Couple
couple weeks, I just got even more better.
You just stuck it
Yeah.
out. And I that's a hard one because it's always scary when you start something and you think, "Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it's happening again," but it's because we're breaking up those biofilms and then more Bartonella was coming out,
Yeah.
and so the rifampin analysis and everything had to take care of it. And you just started with 1 drop, right?
Yes, one drop.
Just 1 drop. So, it's a big deal. Emma and her family did some of that follow-up testing with T-Lab so we could see, okay, there's still some Bartonella there, and we still see these biofilms. We gotta do extra for biofilms, so that's why we added the stevia, and we're just going really, really
Um,
slow.
and we started, like, cryptoleptis too, for
Mhm.
babesia, and I've noticed that I have way more energy than I used to, and,
Awesome.
like, when I walk up the steps, I used to be out of breath, but
Mhm.
I don't get that anymore.
You're also very observant. You do a really good job paying attention to, like, your symptoms and what's happening. You're on top of it
Yeah.
because you were the one who kept saying, "I'm pretty sure I had babesia too."
Yeah.
You knew it before everyone else did.
Mhm. And I used to be able like, I would, cause sometimes I'll do moves on our trampoline, and I would get
Mhm,
kind of, like, head pains when I did them and being out of breath, but now I
mhm.
don't get that.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, that's definitely a babesia symptom where people just get, like, winded really
yeah.
easily and everything's harder.
Mhm.
So you did get earlier this year as a reward for how great you were doing a dog. Can
Yeah.
you tell us about your dog?
His name's Ernie, and he's really cute. He's a golden retriever, and now he's, 8 months old, and I trained him and taught him tricks, like, I trained him to leave it, so I put a treat on the ground, and he can't touch it till I say, "Okay." And he also
And
uh,
he listens. It's
yeah,
amazing. I've seen it in action. It's
yeah,
awesome.
and I also taught him to speak, so I'll say, "Speak," and he'll bark. And now I've been teaching
Awesome.
him to whisper, so he'll make a little sound when I say whisper. And
Okay.
he knows a bunch of other tricks too, but when I first got him, I had to take him out all by myself 5 times at night. But now I trained him to ding a bell when he has to go outside.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How has having Ernie helped you?
Uh, he makes me comfortable because he's like, when I lay with him, he's very calm
Good.
and
Good.
he's just really cute. And I like to go on walks now because I'm with him. And yeah,
You feel safer with
yeah.
him?
And I also get to take him to like Hartville Hardware and PetSmart with,
Awesome. Well, and you also well, in addition to working at Dairy Queen, you're working with a
oh,
dog groomer on the weekends, right?
yeah. And I work at a dog groomer on the weekends. And I think having Ernie's helped me too because I can practice my grooming on him.
Oh, good. That makes a lot of
And
sense.
my boss said that maybe I could bring him in and I could groom
Uh-huh.
him.
He would probably like being around all of that,
Yeah.
wouldn't he? That's great. So what do you do now? Like, tell us, I guess, first about your school. What are you
Um,
doing for school?
for school, I have a tutor come to the house, and her name's Michelle. She also had a son who had PANS, and she comes to the house, and I'll do schoolwork with her. Like, I'll do math and language arts with her, and then my mom would do schoolwork with me.
Well, that's a real blessing that to have someone who understood what you
Yeah.
guys were going through too,
Mhm.
because it's unique. Now, what do you do for fun? We know about Ernie, and you like to shop with Avery. What else do you do for fun?
Um, I like reading and doing crafts, like diamond art and decorating for holidays. Oh,
Awesome.
and training my dog.
That's great. What are your future goals?
Uh, my future goal is to become a dog groomer and
Mhm.
a dog trainer and to open up my own dog grooming business.
That's fantastic. Good, and you're getting all that great
Yeah.
experience now, so that's wonderful. What advice do you have for other kids who are going through PANS or PANDAS or Bartonella or any of these other
Well,
infections?
to have hope and that it may take a little long and you may feel worse before you get better, but you'll slowly feel like a brand new person and
That
it'll feel so worth it. And
that's awesome.
and go to Krista and stick to it and to stick and
Thank you.
and to
What are the things this is another surprise question, but what are the things that your mom and dad and your sisters or grandparents did that were the most helpful that might help other parents or families help their kids?
um they uh took me to you.
Oh. Well, and they also I will say you have a really cool family too because they really believed you. Your mom kept looking for answers.
Yeah,
She wasn't gonna quit, was she?
yeah. But she knew that I had PANS and Bartonella.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Emma, for coming on and sharing your story. You totally made my day. We're so proud of you. And I think you're right. Like it is hard,
Yeah.
but it is worth it. You just keep at it and
And
the sky's the limit.
I want to tell parents that the longer you're in treatment, even better you get.
Good. Well, and that's a really, really good point because I've seen some people who just want to treat the immune
Yeah.
system or the inflammation, and some people just want to treat the infection and they get stuck on they only want it to take a certain amount of time. You know,
Yeah.
they wish, well, I only want to be on antibiotics for X amount of time, but really what we want is just for you to get better.
Yeah.
And however long it takes, who cares? You're getting better.
Yeah.
Good for you for sticking with it and for doing hard things and taking yucky tasting drops and everything.
I actually gotten used to it.
You
Yeah.
have? What's the most disgusting thing you've tried?
Uh, at first it was uh Tovaclone.
Oh,
Now it
yeah.
doesn't taste like anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's pretty ugly when you look at it
yeah,
too.
but
It's
if you
this thick yellow.
but if you don't think about it, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And
A lot of it the worry's the worst, isn't
yeah,
it?
and cryptoleptis, but now I gotten used to it, and it.
Good.
Mhm.
And it's worth doing the hard things
Yeah,
too. Some people get they don't realize they will get used to it. So it's okay if you
yeah,
don't like everything at first. It'll be better. You'll get used to it and you just think of Emma
yeah.
and you'll get there. All right, Emma, thank you for coming on and thank you everyone else for joining us. And when you're discouraged, remember Emma's story and remember to have hope because you were made to be whole.
Bye.
Bye. Have a podcast question or suggestion? Text or call us on the podcast info line at 330-439-0686. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to be notified when new episodes release. And remember, you were made to be whole.